truly one of the coolest things that the American Numismatic Association was called the Tyrant Collection. It's a collection of some of the finest known coins in the United States and around the world, assembled for many years by an anonymous collector. And we're going to talk to basically the curator of the U.S. part, who's been an advisor on the collection, J.D.
We're at the ANA in 2021, and this is the Tyrant exhibition of the United States typeset. This goes from half cents through $20 gold pieces, and we're about to look at the most important part of the Tyrant's typeset. This is the King of Siam set. This set was given to the King of Siam in 1836. Edmund Roberts was appointed by President Andrew Jackson to conduct trade treaties with several countries. His first stop was Oman, where he cut a trade treaty with the Oman. Then the second stop was Siam. Today that's Thailand, but back then it was called Siam. So the King of Siam was presented with numerous presents. Among those was an 1834 proof set. It's a fabulous set, and it contains two of the greatest American rarities. It contains an 1804 eagle in proof and an 1804 silver dollar, the king of American coins. Mr. Roberts was accompanied on his trip. He was in a ship called the Peacock, and we have the journal of the Peacock here. And also, there were two war sloops that accompanied him to protect him as he went along his trip. So after he delivered this in 1836, his next stop was Cochin, China. He was supposed to go to Vietnam, but called Cochin, China at this time. But he got sick and died and is buried in Macau, China. His fourth stop was Tokyo, and he was going to meet the Emperor of Japan. Unfortunately, he died in 1836 and is buried in Macau, China. But this set is fabulous. Like I said, it contains the 1804 eagle, an 1834 half eagle, an 1834 quarter eagle, and there was a blank in the box when it was bought. Let's go back a bit. It came back to England. And how did it get back to England from Thailand or Siam? Anna of the King and I fame was teaching the grandchildren of the kings English. And as a present, he gave her the proof set. So she brought it back to England, and her descendants sold it in the early 1960s to Spinks. And then it came back to the United States. It's traded hands multiple times since that time. But this coin that they put in there actually is an Andrew Jackson medal. We're not sure exactly what was in that slot, but most people believe that it was the little medal that has Andrew Jackson on the front. Another coin was missing from the set. The half dime was missing, and so we had to purchase a half dime in proof to add to the set. The next coin is the 1804 silver dollar, which is one of the finest known. Then it has a half dollar, a quarter, a dime, a half cent, and a large cent. So these are the type coins that he uses for his typeset, but it's such a beautiful set that we exhibited it all at once. We're at the highlight case, and here's coin number 3. This coin has a very interesting story. This is a 1794 half cent in perfect condition. This coin was bought at a small Swiss show in Basel, Switzerland in 1977 by Fred Weinberg. This family that had owned it said that it had been in their family since 1794. And when you look at the coin, you certainly can believe that. It's just a pristine coin, no marks, just perfect condition, and lots of mint red on it. This is another coin in the highlight case. This is number 15. This is a really special coin. This is a 1793 chain cent, Sheldon 1. It's called the Ameri version because the word America wouldn't fit, so they abbreviated it AMERI with a period after that. This is one of the earliest diastates, if not the earliest diastate known, and it's the only specimen or master coin of 1793 chain cents from the Sheldon 1. There is one other master coin, it's a different Sheldon number. This coin is just perfectly struck and has immaculate surfaces. And a really interesting story in the 1980s, Gordon Rubel said, do you want to go see the chain cents and the wreath cents? He didn't even say what they were, and I immediately knew what he was talking about. So we drove to Beverly Hills, California, and went to Ted Nafsker's house. Ted Nafsker's nickname was God among the large cent guys because his collection was as good as God's. Maybe a little sacrilegious, but that's what the large cent guys said. So we go into Ted's house, and there on the table is a little velvet pad and 3 coins. And they asked me not to drool because there were 2 proof chain cents and a proof wreath cent. Now, technically they aren't proofs, they're master coins, but today a lot of people call them proofs. They're the equivalent of today's modern proofs. Just an absolutely spectacular coin. This is coin number 18. This is the Liberty Cap. This is the 3rd type of large cent in 1793. We started out with the chain cent, they changed it to the wreath cent, and then Joseph Wright engraved what is called the Liberty Cap cent. And it has a freedom pole. When slaves got their freedom in Roman times, they were given pileus, a cap, to show that they had been freed. So this is an example of the Liberty Cap design from 1793. This is one of the finest known. This is coin number 20. This is one of my favorite coins. It's not a rare coin in average condition, but in this condition, it is the rarity. This is an 1807/6 large cent in 66 red condition. An amazing original red. I showed this to a collector and he says, I didn't know they had that color in 1807. Supposedly this was given to someone in 1807 and it was in the family till they sold it at some point. In fact, a dealer told me here that he bought this coin in a Chicago coin shop, probably in the 1980s, but he doesn't remember exactly when he bought it. But it's traded hands multiple times since that point. This is coin 162. This is one of my favorite coins. This is a 1796 dime in specimen 67. Master coin is really what we should be calling them, but this coin is just a fabulous coin. Some people think it's the first dime struck, and it very well could be. A great story about this coin is Jimmy Hayes, a collector, before he was elected to Congress in 1985, had a first year of issue typeset. And this was not his coin, but he got a call from the owner of the coin who said, I've got a 1796 dime. And Jimmy said, well, I've already got one. He says, you don't have one this nice. And he sent it to him, and Jimmy agreed, of course, and bought the coin. But this is a fabulous coin. It was in the Pogue collection, and then in Simpson collection, and now is in the Tyrant collection. This is coin 263. This is a 1795 flowing hair $half in MS65 plus. It has been in several different collections, the Pogue and the Simpson collection. You'll hear these names, Pogue, Simpson, Elisberg. Lots of these coins, Garrett, are from famous collections. They've come down through the numismatic community and appeared in different auctions. Jimmy Hayes told me that he thinks this is the coin, he's not sure, that was in the 1795 mint set that was owned by the doctor who had the 1796 dime. This is coin 265. This is a recent addition to the Tyrant collection. This is a 1797 $half in mint state 66. This is from the Pogue collection. It has an interesting story also. Jimmy Hayes was offered this coin when he was a teenager, couldn't afford it. It has an illustrious pedigree. It's traded hands several times since that time. It was recently bought by the Tyrant. This is coin 321. This is another one of my favorites. This is a 1795 small eagle dollar in master coin condition. It's graded specimen 66. It is the finest known of the type and the only specimen in existence. When it sold in the Garrett sale, it received applause because it sold for well over $100,000. This coin also was in the 1795 mint set from Dr. Ketterman that Jimmy Hayes bought. So Jimmy bought the coin and it was sold in his collection in 1985. And I believe the Pogues bought it then. And then it stayed in the Pogue collection until it was sold in one of the Pogue sales. This is coin 324. This, again, is one of my favorite coins, and I have a great story for this coin. This is an Eric Newman coin. It's graded 67. It is the finest bust dollar in existence. I've never seen anything close. I was visiting Eric Newman in either 2002 or 2003, and he said, let's go down to my safety deposit boxes in the bank and look at some coins. And I said, yes, I definitely want to do that. So we went down to this box, and I looked at his bust dimes, his bust quarters, his bust half dollars, and the bust dollars. When I got to the bust dollars, they were in weight Raymond boards. So there's 6 coins, 3 and 3. And I'm looking at the dollars, and I see this $17.99, and I asked Eric, can I remove the slide and look at this coin? And I looked at it, it looked like an ADS Morgan dollar. And I put the slide back, and I said, Eric, I'll pay you $250,000 right now for this coin. And he looked at it on the back of it, and he goes, I paid $15 for it. So when he bought it in the 1940s from the Colonel Green collection, coins were very inexpensive. This is coin 351. This is 1796 No Stars Quarter Eagle in Mint State 65 condition. It's one of the finest known, if not the finest known, and it is just beautiful luster, amazing strike, and a perfect first year of type. This is coin 353. This is certainly one of my favorite coins. There's lots of favorites in here, but I tell people I broke my arm for this coin. And they go, what do you mean? Well, in 1983, I met Jimmy Hayes at the Kansas City airport, and we were picked up by Dr. Ketterman in his Thunderbird, his brand new 1983 Thunderbird, and we drove to a bank. Jimmy gave the bank a cashier's check, and we picked up this 1808 Quarter Eagle. That was fine. We had about 2 hours, 3 hours before my flight to the coin show I was headed to. So he said, let's go to another bank and I'll show you some more coins. So we went to another bank. We saw several beautiful coins, including an 1831 Quarter Eagle that's now in a Proof 67 decam holder. Just an amazing coin. As we were leaving that bank, one of the Midwestern rainstorms happened, which rain just starts pouring down so hard you can't see 10 feet in front of you. So we were scurrying to his car. I had my coins with me in my briefcase, and I slipped and fell. My briefcase broke the fall, but I landed on my elbow. And when we got in the car, I got in the back seat, I almost passed out from pain. So Dr. Ketterman says, maybe we should go x-ray that. You might have broken your arm. And I said, okay. So we went to his office, he x-rayed it. I had a small crack on the end of my elbow. He put a cast on it, took me back to the airport, and I took a flight to the Cedar Rapids 1983 Central State Show. And I had a good tale to tell at that point. This is coin 355. This is another Pogue coin. We bought this coin at the Pogue sale. It is a 1825 Quarter Eagle in Mint State 67. Just a pristine coin, probably the finest known of the type. Certainly the finest known of 1825 and probably the finest known of the type. This is coin 371. This is a 1795 Small Eagle 5 in Mint State 65. It's one of the finest known of the first year they struck half eagles in the U.S. Mint. This is coin 376. This is from the Eliasberg collection. It was later bought by the Pogues. And it's an 1831 half eagle in Mint State 67 condition. Certainly the finest known of the date and one of the finest known, if not the finest known of the type. This is coin 389. This is a really special coin. This is one of the key pieces of his Eagle set. This is a 1795 tin in Mint State 66 plus. That's from the Garrett collection. The Pogues actually bought it in the Garrett sale, and it's only had 3 owners. It was sold in the Garrett sale, and then the Pogue family bought it, and then now it's in the Tyrant collection. And it's one of the most beautiful early gold coins in existence. Original color, blazing luster, and the strike is superb. Here's another Eliasberg coin. This is coin number 392. This is an 1839 Eagle in proof condition, proof 67. Certainly the finest known. There are only 3 in existence, and one of them is impounded in the Smithsonian in the National Numismatic Collection. But this coin has a just incredible look to it because of the cameo devices versus the heavily, deeply mirrored fields. This is a really interesting coin. This is coin 412. This is an ultra high relief. When they first started making these, they tried to strike them and realized that it was going to take multiple blows, sometimes 7, 8, or even 9 blows from the press to bring up the design. Teddy Roosevelt decided that our coinage needed to be improved, so he enlisted Augustus Saint-Gaudens, the premier sculptor of the time, to redesign our coins. So this is one of the designs he made, which some people consider the most beautiful design ever made for a United States coin. It has Miss Liberty standing on the front with a torch and a laurel leaf in her left hand, and the reverse has an eagle flying upward. This particular example, a lot of people wondered why it has ASG on the edge, but the ASG stands for Augustus Saint-Gaudens. This was his personal specimen. Unfortunately, he died in August of 1907, so he never saw this coin. It's a sad thing because he had designed probably the most beautiful United States coin of all time and never got to see the product. It's coin 413. This is a proof high relief, and there's debate about the proof status of high reliefs. Some people say that they're all proofs. They were struck 2 to 3 times. Other people say, well, there are some special ones. This coin certainly is special. It has different kind of surfaces than you see on ordinary high reliefs. It has swirling die polish and sort of a proof-like feel to it that you don't see on ordinary high reliefs. And this one's in proof 69 condition, certainly the finest known of these coins.
JD, what's it been like helping to assemble the Tyrant Collection?
I've been the advisor to the Tyrant Collector for about a little over 15 years, and we have meticulously picked out coins not only for their condition, but for their beauty. Sometimes we would pick coins that maybe weren't as high grade as other coins numerically, but we felt were more aesthetically pleasing. So the collection was put together for that reason. As far as the condition, there are certainly many condition census coins and finest knowns, but we picked coins that we felt best represented each type. And that's why that there is a brilliant coin and a tone coin for most of the series, because we felt like you could view the design better with the brilliant coin, but sometimes the most beautiful coins were the coins with beautiful toning. I've had many highlights in my lifetime in numismatics, but this is the highlight of my life. Being able to help assemble the greatest typeset of all time was a pleasure, and I thank the Tyrant Collector for allowing me to do that, and I hope everyone enjoys this as much as we have putting it together.
Well, there's a few things in my numismatic career that I'm going to look back on with awe and with joy. One of them was making a video about the Tyrant Collection.